Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and welcome to my Day 5 solve of this, the Exit the Game Advent Calendar, The Silent Storm, where each day we have a bit of a story to read first of all from the storybook before we turn to the calendar and open the door for today. Now this is the help and instructions. Hopefully I won't need the solutions that are in it. So let's turn straight to today's puzzle. Right, here we go. The 5th of December. Now, I've had a quick read of this story in advance, and it says, "Still humming joy to the world, you enter the next room and are confronted by machines, conveyor belts, and a cogwheel apparatus, and it is the building block workshop." And it says, they used to assemble them by hand, and it was a lot of work, but now they have a state-of-the-art machine that does it. It's called the Christmas Blocks of 1,000 Colours and Shapes Making Machine, patented. The left wall is dominated by a spacious shelf in which the building blocks are sorted and stored. You notice that some of the shelves are numbered, but strangely enough, not all of them. Then you notice that the reason for this is that the number cards have fallen from the shelves. You've never really understood the system that colleagues use to arrange blocks here, but you know there is a system, a pretty sophisticated one in fact. Turn a page, something on the back I have not looked at yet, then open door 5, and behind which there should be 2 riddle cards. So let's turn the page, and what's on the back? Maybe zoom out. Building block machine, recolouring and reshaping. Black on dark grey, not the easiest to read. Please drop building blocks in here. You don't necessarily need the numbers for a correct solution. Okay, so red, blue and yellow blocks go different ways, and then they are painted a different colour. Okay. And once they've been painted a different colour, we look at the value. If it's less than 6, it goes this way. If it's greater than or equal to 6, it goes this way, and it's the same for each of the tubes. Then they paint the first symbol. Oh wait, what's this? It says if each of these symbols, then this. Otherwise, no change. I think that's not just saying that the circle becomes this. I think it's saying if the symbol is one of these 3, it becomes this. Well, even though the actual literal picture suggests it's just the centre one. Probably this will become clear, I hope, when we actually open the door and look at the cards, but we'll see. Then we look at the value again in some cases, but not always. And then we paint the first symbol again. This presumably is an if-then. I'm not sure about painting. Maybe we're painting the symbol that is shown. Maybe it'll be obvious. Right, let's have a look at the calendar. Here it is. And yesterday we learned that door 5 is here. So let's open door 5. Always the most exciting moment when you open the door of an advent calendar, isn't it? Right on the back, there's a picture of some logs. Each day we've had a different picture taped to the back of the door. And, oh look, there is an elf employee ID card. We've had one of these every day so far, so this is our 5th. Doris Pack works in the packing department. Well, that's nominatively determined, isn't it? And she is the department head as well. Right. I assume we don't need that today. Oh. Did it say there was 1 card? Sorry, 2 cards in total. Let's just check. 2 riddle cards. Okay, so this is the riddle card. And we have Riddle Code Rid. Okay. And then, you'd imagine that was Riddle Code. Ah, okay. It is Riddle Code, isn't it? So presumably we're going to be placing items onto these shelves, and then our code, because each day we need a code, which we enter into our decoder table, and it tells us where our next door is, and lets us check our answer. We need a code, so presumably we're placing objects onto these shelves, and then we're taking this first, that second, that third. That's my guess. Right, so most pertinently now we need to look in the room. Right, so on the floor, just some fallen tiles, I think, and then inside the back of the room there is a Christmas tree, which matches. Does that look like a Christmas tree? No, it doesn't on here. But there's that same system here, so it's the machine it referred to, right? And then on the roof of the room there is a star. Okay. On the left-hand wall, there are shapes, and they are the shapes that are on the doors of the calendar, and you're familiar with if you've sold other exit game boxes. But they're coloured. Red, blue, yellow, and they have numbers on them. Some of them have numbers on anyway. So I assume we'll be selecting shapes or numbers in some way. And then on the other wall, I think that's just decorative art. I wouldn't like to bet my life on it, but it probably is. So there we go. Okay, so I'm guessing we need to use this table and run it through this chart to see what we end up with in each box. Maybe we just need to pay attention to the 3 where it says Riddle Code. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look and see if we can put these shapes through our machine. I've put all the shapes on the left wall here, and I can't directly point to them as it's an overlay, but hopefully it will all make sense. So I reckon I only need the shapes that are in the boxes that overlap with these. So I've got Rid, which is the yellow moon, Dull, which is the red Y, and Code, which is the blue hexagon. But none of those have got numbers. And any way I put a shape in a machine, it needs a number. This x is greater than or less than 6, or greater or equal to 6, whatever. And I think what's going to happen... right, okay. These are blue, red and yellow, and so are the things on my decoder. So I think I'm going to be selecting shapes of these colours, which will help me then work out the direction to my next room, and hopefully there'll be a room that matches the shape sequence as well. And I think where it says you don't necessarily need the numbers, it means that instead of putting numbers into my decoder as usual, because each day you normally put a number in and turn it over and find out a sequence of moves, I think what I'm actually doing is selecting shapes. So say I ended up with a yellow moon directly, I would put a yellow moon here, and that would be my first line. And then if I ended up with the red Y directly, it would be here, and then what was the other one? The blue hexagon is rotated, interestingly, but there. So then my next door would be up, left, down, right. Up, left would be one up to the left of where I was, and I would check it had this code. But this is without using this machine, and this machine can't just be decoration, it's obviously needed. So the problem I have is that if I start by putting if I start by putting my yellow moon, I can't point to it directly, if I put my yellow moon in here, so it goes down here because it's selected by this, I assume this means select the yellow one. It becomes painted blue, so I have a blue moon, but then I have no number. And none of my cards, Riddle Code, have numbers. So I had a quick look in the room, there were no numbers I missed, and I've had a look on the rest of the calendar and there were no numbers there. So I've concluded that I need to work out the numbers some other way. Oh, okay, I see how this is working. So look, at the top right is a triangle with 3 next to it, and a star with 10, and a square with 4, and a parallelogram with 4, and a circle with 0, and then a 6-sided shape at the bottom left with a 6. So I think I can see what's going on here. Okay, so we've got our cabinets, and we have the ones we're interested in are here, the red Y, which has got 9 sides. It's got 3 bits of 3 sides sticking out. And we're interested in the hexagon here, which has got 6 sides. And we are interested in the moon, which, based on the fact that the circle has 0 sides, I actually don't know whether to count that as... You would say the circle should have 1 side. So maybe we're counting straight line sides, in which case the moon is 0. But you could also count it as 2. Although that said, it doesn't matter, does it? Because in our chart, we're only worried about where we are compared to 6. So that's irrelevant. It's either 0 or it's 2, depending on how you count. Right, so now we can follow through the chart. So we start with our yellow moon here, and it becomes a blue moon. This is red. A blue moon. And when we get to here, our moon has 0 sides. So x, assuming the number of sides, is less than 6. So we go to here. Now, if we have a hexagon, a triangle, or a circle, it becomes a star. But we have a moon, so nothing happens here. But we have painted it blue, I assume. Assume that's what that means. Why is it only painting the first one? Is it only painting the shape if it changes? This actually, I'm not quite clear. Let's assume it's just painting the shape. There's only one shape going through at a time, isn't there? So I don't know why I'm concerned about how many shapes there are. That doesn't really make any... That's not actually a natural concern, is it? So it's a blue moon that stays blue, and it doesn't change. Because that's outside the deciding thing. Not quite clear how to interpret this. Let's just go this way. It's still a blue moon. It has fewer than 6 sides. X is less than 6, so it goes this way. It gets painted back to a yellow moon. Oh, but then it becomes a Y. So I think, and this is hardly a complete list of things I've written here, but it becomes a yellow Y. And then we have dull. I guess if I end up with 3 different colours at the end of this process, then it's a good start. Then we have dull, which is a red 9-sided Y shape. And that goes down here because it's red, becomes yellow. And then X is definitely greater than 6, so greater than or equal to 6, stays yellow. And it is a Y, so it is changed to a plus. So we now have a yellow plus. And it is still greater or equal to 6, so it becomes blue. And it doesn't change again. So we end up with a blue plus symbol. I've written this incredibly neatly, so I'm sure you're following easily. Riddle Code. Right, we hopefully want a shape that ends up red. So we start with the blue hexagon. So that goes down the middle. It becomes a red hexagon. And the hexagon has 6 or more sides, so it goes this way. It becomes blue again. Hexagon changes into a star. Oh. So once it's changed shape, presumably it changes the number of sides. So I've done this incorrectly. Okay. Or possibly it's incorrectly. It depends whether the numbers affected the number of sides. Let's just carry on with my blue star for now. My blue star comes to here, and now it does have more than 6 sides, because the star has 10 sides, a 5-pointed star. So now we end up with a red star. Okay. In actual fact, that didn't make any difference, did it? Because my hexagon already had 6 or more sides. Yes, so that actually didn't matter. But did it affect any of the other ones? Yellow moon. What did the moon become? The moon became a Y at some point. So the yellow moon came down here, became a blue moon, went this way, nothing happened. Stayed a moon. It was still less than 6, went to here, it became a yellow Y. It hasn't affected that. Did it affect my blue? Whatever it was, that was to start with a red Y. So I came this way, it became a yellow Y. It was greater than 6, it stayed a yellow Y, it became a yellow plus. Still got more than 6 sides. So it became a blue plus. Right, so the fact that change in shape here could change the number of sides doesn't actually affect the result of those other 2. Right, or indeed the third one. So that's neither here nor there. So let's see if this makes sense. I think I have a yellow Y. I've not got a complete confidence I have this correct. But then I think there is a chance it's correct. Yellow Y, blue plus. I've also got them in the right order from top to bottom now. That's reassuring-ish. And a red star. So let's find out if this sequence of moves works and whether it ends up at a room which matches those shapes. Because if it does, then we're correct. If it doesn't, then we are certainly not. Right, okay, so we are at door 5, and we wanted to go up to here, and then the next move is right to here, and then down to here. And have we got Y plus star? We have! Fantastic! I was not completely sure, as I said. Where's my marker pen? Let us write on the door the number 6. That's where tomorrow's calendar will be solved from. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I think that was quite an involved puzzle compared to some of them, or perhaps I just made hard work of it. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, do please join me in tomorrow's video when I shall solve whatever's behind that door. At least I'll certainly give it a go. And also at the end of this video, there are links to many other exit-type games I have solved as well as other calendars I'm solving this year that you might also enjoy if you enjoyed this. And if you did enjoy it, do please subscribe if you haven't already and like the video. And also please comment. I'd love to know your thoughts, what you thought of the puzzle today, whether you solved it more easily than I did, whether you thought I made it hard work. Perhaps I did. But either way, one way or another, I hope to see you in another video. And until I do, all that remains for me now is to say take care and goodbye.